You think people with high incomes are powerful, but here's the truth almost nobody is ready to hear. High earners are not free. They are the most well-controlled people in the system. And the control doesn't come from poverty. It comes from comfort. Let me explain. The system doesn't enslave you by keeping you poor. It enslaves you by giving you just enough. Enough money to upgrade your lifestyle. Enough money to feel important. Enough money to be afraid of losing it. And once that fear is installed, you're owned. Here's something very few people understand. Lifestyle inflation isn't accidental. It's psychological conditioning. Every promotion comes with a subtle message. You deserve more, a better house, a better car, a better image. But what you're really buying isn't luxury. You're buying dependency. Dependency on a paycheck, dependency on a job title, dependency on approval. And the darker truth, the more you earn, the more carefully the system designs your cage. According to Federal Reserve data, most people earning $200,000 to $300,000 save barely 10 to 12%. Not because they can't save more, but because their identity would collapse if they did. Here's a rarely discussed psychological trap. Once your self-worth is linked to your lifestyle, you will protect that lifestyle at any cost, even if it destroys your future. That's why high earners tolerate jobs they hate, why they fear career breaks, why they panic at the thought of starting over. They're not chasing money anymore. They're protecting an image. Now let's talk about something even darker. Debt is not a financial tool. It's a behavioral leash. A big mortgage doesn't just cost interest. It conditions obedience. When your monthly expenses are high, risk becomes terrifying. Creativity dies. Freedom disappears. You don't ask, what do I want to do with my life? You ask, what can I afford to lose? And here's the part nobody teaches. The wealthy don't optimize for income. They optimize for control over their time. That's why they love assets that look boring. Rental income, dividends, businesses that quietly run without them. Because every dollar that earns without effort is a dollar that breaks psychological dependence on labor. Another hidden truth. $1 million locked in a house keeps you obedient. A smaller net worth with cash flow makes you dangerous. Dangerous to the system, dangerous to employers, dangerous to expectations. Now here's the darkest insight of all, and listen carefully. The system doesn't care if you're rich. It only cares that you stay predictable. Predictable spending, predictable work hours, predictable fear of loss. That's why most people are trained to celebrate consumption, not ownership, to chase raises, not leverage, to flex success, not build freedom. The truly wealthy don't look rich for a long time. They look boring, invisible, unimpressive, until one day they realize something terrifyingly powerful. They can walk away. No permission, no panic, no fear. And that's the real definition of wealth. Not money, not status, but the ability to say, I don't need to trade my life to survive anymore. Most people will never reach that point. Not because they aren't smart, but because they were too distracted by comfort to see the cage being built around them.